Alrighty, folks, welcome to another episode of the March for Live Wrestling Podcast. My name is Jeff Bailey.
I'm Jerry Jones. What is up?
Yeah, pretty all right, Dynamite. Not maybe the strongest effort in a while, but man, this is still some pretty good stuff. What do you think there, pal?
I came in with just super excited for this show. I was
loaded card.
It was a loaded card. I was pleased with the show, but it didn't meet the level of expectations. But even still, it's better than anything I've seen on the Mothership in years. So
years. Wowzers! That's a statement, my friend. But before we dig in too far to the old thing, let's hit the old V trigger on the old subscribe button. Up the top of the bubble on the old like.
Oh yeah.
And chop that notification bell about 100,000 times.
Yeah.
A lot of chops. A lot of chops, Jerry.
Oh, that was big boy wrestling. Big boy wrestling tonight.
But we just kick off. We're just gonna get right into Punk comes out to kick off your show. You know, it's always kind of fun. Against Penta, and this is probably I kind of imagine for old Punker, this is like one he had in the books that he wanted.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they worked the crowd hard to start.
And New Orleans was ready for them.
Oh,
they were popping big time.
That was not a big spot, and they packed it to the brim, and it was loud and awesome.
Yeah. I mean, just the energy, like I could feel it, from my couch, and I was excited for it. And there were a couple look, Punk, there was that, we all know the spot that he missed, and I gotta be honest, man, when he went down, I was like, dude, is he selling or
legit?
Is he legit injured?
I think it was selling, but
yeah.
I mean, I think there's just I gotta say, I'm not the biggest fan of this Penta thing. This weird Alex Alvarez thing.
Yeah.
Is just strange. But eventually I feel like they salvaged the match.
They did.
And that's what great wrestlers do. They pick each other up when the going gets tough, and they finished and had an awesome match.
Here's the thing. I like the Penta thing. I just don't like the Alex. I'm like, dude, like you're not Paul Bearer. You're not. I mean, kind of just be a normal dude.
They have a world-class seamstress there.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm sure we can definitely, do a little bit better job with Alex's, with gear,
Yeah.
And let's just be honest, there's no need for the face paint or whatever.
None whatsoever.
No. Somebody's watching.
Yeah.
Hi, hello, whoever's out there. Hey, watching live.
Is it a person or a bot? Talk to us. Holler at us.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Leave us a comment. We'd love to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So, but yeah, I mean, I thought it was all right, but I mean, they just moved the show really fast.
I mean, it was like,
and they're like, all right, we're not even gonna break. It was Lucha. Oh, it's Cinnamon Girl. What's up, Cinnamon Girl? What's going on?
Cinnamon Girl,
how you doing?
In the building.
She's going and says, holla.
Holla,
Jerry. Holla.
Then
the Dino Express rolls out versus Redragon. And this was okay. I just feel like after everything we've seen, FTR, Briscoes, FTR Young Bucks, RK Bro, at WrestleMania. I mean, even the Uso Street Profits, which we've seen 1,000 times.
Yeah.
The bar on tag team is high.
Yes.
And I feel like we didn't really see a lot. That wasn't like a great, it was okay, but it was, I mean, for a title match, it felt like it was lacking.
It was lacking. I mean, you didn't do it any favors. I mean, right after Punk, and it's like, come on, like give us something, give us a little bit of build up, something. But look, I text you right after. I think I texted shit, or whatever. they're still champions. I mean, you all know that I love. I'm probably the one Christian fan out here, but I am just not. I like this tag team. I do not like this tag team as the AEW tag team champions.
No, I don't.
And I'm like, why would you wait? I mean, I look at this like Tony as a booking. Why would you waste this opportunity to put these four in the ring together if the title's not going to change hands? I'm like, why? Why bother?
Jerry, I'm sure you're familiar with something called Stockholm Syndrome, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
COVID happened, the Jacksonville bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Dynamite was, at Daly's place every week. And, Jungle Boy, the whole Lucha Express thing got really over in that setting.
Mm-hmm.
Now that things have opened back up, there's more things going on. The bubble is open. There's more match opportunities. I think they Jungle Jungle Express or whatever they're called. I mean, it's kind of been exposed. And it's not, let's be honest, it's just not that, it's not the, crazy thing. It was.
I get it. Like the kids love Jungle Boy.
When we were locked together.
Yeah.
When we were locked together in a room, I loved you.
Yeah.
But now that things are a little different, it's time for us to start,
So you're saying what you're saying, Jeff, is like when we were in quarantine, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus were our quarantine boo.
Yes.
But now that we've come out of it, there are quarantine blues. They're like, hey, it was great. It was wonderful. It was all, but now, look, and I mean, all right, the kids could still love Jungle Boy. They could still love Luchasaurus. They love Darby. Darby doesn't have any.
I feel like there's a wonderful place for you to like them. It's called Dark Elevation.
Yes, yeah. I mean, they are both supremely talented athletes, but this match I feel like what we're getting out of the, this Express is like it's a spot fest, and I want wrestling.
And if it's not on, they can make their matches look really herky jerky.
Yeah.
And and there's a certain amount of. Don't get me wrong, I love Lucha Libre stuff, and I've I'm a massive chain wrestling sequence.
Yeah,
is one of the things that pops me harder than anything else in the world. That's a massive huge chain is like that's the of wrestling. That's when it's like at its absolute counter DDT. It's like that's the shit. That's the best wrestling there is. But if you don't do it right and it doesn't look, we're not timing things well. That's when it loses its pop.
Yeah.
And I just felt like, there were just times they just didn't look in step tonight.
No. And I think I would love to see Red Dragon with gold around their way. I love this tag team. But more than anything, I just want the title.
Kyle O'Reilly playing the belt like a guitar, is like one of the walking down the ramp that's wrestling gold. I mean, that's wrestling good stuff.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on after the match, FTR?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's just saying, like, hey, I'm not going to let you beat up on these guys.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I mean, we want the same thing you want. We want the gold.
Right.
You know? They're still walking out of that heel tunnel.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, we are who we are. We're not going to change that.
Right.
Tiger ain't changing his stripes because, just because you guys are cheering us more.
Yeah.
And I like it, and, clearly they're the hot tag team of the world.
Yeah.
So it's time. It's double or nothing. I think the belts are theirs.
Are they setting up potentially a fatal 4-way?
Could be. But who would that fourth team be? I guess the Bucks would be that fourth team.
The Bucks would be the fourth team. Yeah.
I mean, I think they'd have to do it. Maybe this is like the time they unveil their Hell in a Cell type structure or whatever.
Yeah.
Fatal 4-way, tornado tag, and a demonic structure of some sort.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty big.
I mean, something,
we keep talking about, when is this, the penultimate, or not the, when is the big event? When is Tony Khan? Is it next week? Is this the huge announcement, Jerry?
Tony
I feel like he's going to unveil his, when there is going to be a fifth pay-per-view at some point in time.
Mm-hmm.
And it needs to be their WrestleMania.
Is AEW at the place where it could do like something on that, a super card, like on the magnitude?
I feel like if Impact and New Japan play ball, and even to a certain extent, I don't even know to say it, but something like Control Your Narrative, or GCW got involved. I think that if they got of course AEW is, clearly WWE is still here. My buddy, a good friend of mine, love you, Mallow Man, if you're watching, he was like, Raw and SmackDown doubled up Dynamite last week, and Rampage, NXT beat Rampage. And that's Rampage not being live, that sucks.
Yeah.
And it just kills it, I think.
Yeah.
Because people just read it. Oh, Mox beat Wheeler Yuta. It was intense.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's not saying it was a 5-star match.
It is
match of the year.
It's got, guys, it has to be live, Tony.
Yes.
It's got to be live.
It's got to be live.
Yeah. We can't.
But anyway, I feel like if AEW, my light died, Jerry. I'm not cool anymore. Such is life. But if I feel like if the New Japan, all they were willing to play ball, and then if you get one of even the French guys, GCW, MLW, Control Your Narrative, if you got one of them involved too, it is WrestleMania-esque.
Yeah.
And if everybody was willing to play ball, that's the key.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be like
willing to play ball and make the event and make the event big, and
it'd be like it would be the wrestling version of Festivus, the celebration for the rest of us.
Maybe.
I mean, but yeah, I and here's the thing, it doesn't have to sell out, Jaredome. It doesn't have to.
No.
But it's just.
I think you need to have it.
Wrestling.
You have it in a, an over-the-top size arena.
Mm-hmm.
Your biggest, not you don't want to go to a stadium, but I feel like you just have it in NBA, an NBA home or whatever, and
Arthur Ashe.
Maybe I feel like that tennis court kind of thing was weird, and it is outdoor. It is outdoor, and I hate playing with outdoor with wrestling.
Yeah, you
playing with fire sometimes.
Yeah,
Unless you pick somewhere where you definitely, it's Florida or whatever in July. Well, it rains in Florida in July. You don't want
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it would help to be indoors.
yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Try this again, Jerry. I'm gonna lit up here.
Boom. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Back alive. But yeah, I think is it time?
I think it is time, and I feel like the Osprey Moxley match could be kind of a nod to what could be coming. I hope. I'm hoping. I am hoping. Because wrestling fans deserve
huge announcement, Jerry.
We deserve a super card, right?
I feel like it.
I mean, because here's the thing: we watch WrestleMania out of respect,
reverence,
yeah. But I would much rather prefer to watch professional wrestlers instead of just superstars.
Sports entertaining me to death.
Yeah, I don't need a human-sized mousetrap. I don't need Sami Zayn. Yeah, I don't need Sami Zayn getting a bowling ball to the balls. I don't need that, right?
I mean, think about how hard he worked in that match.
Yes.
How hard he worked. He put 5 fucking guys over in the match.
Yeah.
I mean, he jumped into that body slam for Wee Man. I mean,
yeah.
He worked his ass off. I mean, and he better get paid.
I agree with you, Cinnamon Girl. Spot on.
What'd you say?
Yeah. Got to be indoors, climate controlled, always better. Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
But it needs to be big.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it needs to be like I don't know how those biggest basketball arenas are almost 20,000, right?
Yeah.
One of those. It's got to be one of those big.
I think it's got to be big, and I think it would help if it were an iconic arena, like
Madison.
If you could get the Garden, if you could get the Garden, if you could get, wherever it's not the Boston Garden anymore, but it's the whatever they call it, the TD Ameritrade, where the Celtics play.
Dunkin' Donuts.
You've got the Forum in LA, which AEW
they were
sold
doing
out
the Forum.
Months ago. Yeah. But you could do Staples Center.
Staples Center is big, way bigger.
I'm sorry, Crypto.com. I don't care.
Crypto.com.
They can call it Crypto.com all they want. It's gotta be
Madison,
Staples.
For sure.
Yeah. So something big. If you can hold 20,000, Jeff, they could do the T-Mobile Center right here in beautiful downtown.
I didn't mean to put
Kansas
that up there,
City, Missouri. But AEW will be here in Kansas City on June 8th. Mark for Life, hopefully, will be representing.
Oh, I really hope so.
Yeah.
Both look at our paychecks on
Friday. And there's a slight chance that I'll have to be in Toronto for work.
Ooh,
so
Toronto,
Yeah.
But here, yes. See, Jerry,
I'm
still learning how to use Streamlabs. You can actually show.
Boom! Wow.
Thank you.
See, I need to learn how to do this. This is all like magic to me. I feel like this is what it was like for cavemen.
I've learned
when we discovered fire.
I've learned quite a bit about graphic design and streaming in the last few weeks.
What do you think?
Hit up my Twitch on Sunday mornings for greens.
Do you feel like the whoever it was who invented fire felt really upstaged when someone figured out that you could then cook meat over that fire, and then everyone's giving that person all the attention, like, hey, I discovered fire. No one like
cooking.
I did the cooking. No one cares about the fire. Just shut up and make another fire.
And the poor guy that made the axe is like, I cut it down the freaking tree, you mother. And the chef guy is the one getting laid. Just kidding.
The chef guy is always the one getting laid, though, right?
Yeah, they're usually sleazoids, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
To be honest with you, just
Yeah.
20 years of the restaurant business.
Yeah.
Everybody's got dirty laundry. Anyways, so moving on. MJF, Sean Dean, and I freaking salute Sean Dean for
Sean Dean.
Full GI Bro gear. I loved it. It was awesome.
Congratulations! He's a new dad, by the way. It looks like. Congratulations, Captain
and
D.
Picks up another victory over MJF.
This guy is undefeated against MJF, man.
2-0 against MJF.
He owns the pinnacle.
He owns the pinnacle.
Owns the pinnacle, man.
They are his. This is awesome. MJF again showing, even though he does not wrestle very often, he's amazingly good at it.
Yeah.
And I think Sean Dean helped a lot with that. But then Wardlow makes an appearance.
Now that was good. That was
classic.
That was pretty awesome.
I love they're like, where'd that guy's shirt go?
Yeah. It's like, where you pay?
Perfect. Sometimes JR's timing is, priceless. Sometimes it's there's the ridiculous, but always the musings of where thumbtack bags come from. But
why in the hell go? Why the hell would there be a bag of thumbtacks?
Oh my God! Did you see they panned on that guy?
The JR crowd? Clone, the JR, like the younger JR.
I thought it was Boomer Sooner coming to life.
Yeah,
Oklahoma.
It even caught JR.
I thought Oklahoma was going to run out of the crowd and body slam JR. I thought maybe that was one of the all-time. If you've never seen that whole thing, the Oklahoma character they did, it went too far. But oh my God, when it was going,
yeah,
it was pretty great. But then it went way too far. But anyways, I digress. But then Wardlow is now like completely. It takes 50 guys to hold Wardlow back.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I do love just him pummeling the hell out of all these indie guys who are security. It's just great.
Tar beat out of themselves.
Yeah.
It's rough little gig.
Oh.
But when Wardlow actually does get a hold of MJF and just power bombs him to the center of the earth, I think the arena is going to explode. I mean, literally. I think the crowd is literally going to vaporize the arena.
Man.
Because the pop that's going to be insane.
Wow.
And we thought we were almost there. I thought he was going to get a hold of him for a second.
Yeah, I mean,
or almost thought.
I mean,
but,
I love, I mean,
we're paying for that one. You all know that out
in
the wrestling world. We're paying for that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's pay-per-view only. And look, I mean, I think we all knew what the score was when they scheduled this match. I figured that the captain would pick up another win somehow, some way.
Oh, yeah. And he did.
And I loved MJF going for the bribe. I mean, just classic.
I'll pay price. Rimsburg.
I'll double whatever they're
ain't
paying.
Having it. Heart of gold, Bryce.
Man.
Heart of gold. Way to go.
Yeah.
Not to take the payout and get fired,
right. Yeah.
That's one. So then we went to did they show Ortiz taking Angelo Parker's shoes? And
I don't know. I think I
ate dinner right in there. Kind of.
Okay. No.
I think I'm gonna miss something.
No, no, you didn't. We didn't see that.
I don't know if we actually saw that or not.
Yeah.
But Jericho Appreciation Society comes out, and LAX. I mean, for all intents and purposes, this is LAX.
Yeah.
I mean, they might as well just call. Call what's his name and say, "Hey, can we just call it LAX?"
Yeah,
they'll probably be like, "Sure." But I mean, I think it's awesome, and this match is pretty awesome.
It was fun,
I just kind of felt like I don't like that ending. The finish was not for me. And some of the Jericho stuff is just not for me, the way it comes across.
Well, here's the thing that's no longer for me. Like, so I get on.
Starting the match.
Yeah, well, I get on WWE all the time for if I see New Day versus Sheamus and whoever the hell.
Oh, you're gonna see. This is sports entertainment, Jerry.
Right.
You're gonna see the sports entertainers wrestle these guys.
I don't want
to
see this. I'm tired of anything Eddie Kingston and Jericho together. I don't want to. Yeah,
it's a little tiresome now.
Yeah, I'm done with it. I'm done with it.
I get it.
So something's gonna have to. I don't know. I don't like it. Just and I feel like we're wasting one of the best tag teams in the entire business right now. I don't see any difference for them with doing this thing with Eddie than when they were with
Jericho.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they're getting to speak their mind a little more, I guess, and have say a little more peace. But it's still just kind of a backing to another guy.
Yeah. Yep. Change is good. And change, Cinnamon Girl, I would say is necessary at this point.
It's what
it's getting stale.
It's what it drives any of this and makes any of this good is that they're trying to tell a different story and something different. And the thing is, you have, WWE has thinned out the locker room incredibly, but even though they have, you still have a bunch of very, very creative people. People who get into professional wrestling are not. I mean, I think, yes, there might be some athlete types, but to do it, to get into it, you have to love it.
Yeah.
And I think that only typically creative people who want to create a character and create stories and things like that get into wrestling.
Yeah.
It's like, let these guys just do their own thing sometimes. But I think that, yes, sometimes people do need help.
Yeah.
I think that a prime example of that is Wheeler Yuta.
Yes.
Here's a guy, really good looking, 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, kind of prototypical what you kind of want. Extremely gifted in the ring, talented technical wrestler. He's boring on the stick. Isn't much to say. There's nothing like, but oh my God, guess what? He's been working with William Regal for about 3 weeks, and guess what? He's one of the most over guys in the company.
Yeah.
So yes, sometimes these people, just get them on with another creative person to just tell a story. And what do you know? It's magic.
Are the best friends
in the ring?
Are the best friends over? Is that ending?
Absolutely not.
It's not ending because Chris Statlander's changing. You got Wheeler Yuta who's going off. I think we're about to see the end of the best friends.
It could be.
Not the end, but a hiatus, as it were.
Schism, if you will.
Yes.
Maybe. The fact that, Trent, you gotta remember, Trent had a trajectory when he was in New Japan. In Chaos, that he was set for a huge singles push.
Yeah.
And he decided to go do AEW and do the tag team thing with Best Friends. He's a singles guy. He's got singles charisma.
Yeah.
And, sooner or later that will come to head. And again, sooner or later, we're going to peel more character of Orange Cassidy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's somewhere out there. We're going to get to another level of his character.
When will he be ready, ring ready? He's
some sort of shoulder injury. You never want to.
Yeah.
Don't want to rush these things. And there's so many people in AEW that's one of those good things. You don't have to rush it.
Yeah.
And speaking of more really, really good people, Swerve Strickland, Keith Lee versus the powerhouse and Ricky Starks.
Man.
My God, Ricky Starks pop in the hometown.
Yeah, he did, man.
He had it going. The ring charisma. Man, the guy finds the camera.
And
I mean, he is a bona fide star. When he makes a face turn, when he turns babyface,
yeah,
he is going to be a monster star.
Oh man, and you could see the emotion. Like it was just big for him to be home. The crowd
big time
was popping for him. And I love the fact that the crowd was like, yeah, they're the heels, blah, 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 whatever. We
still like them.
Yeah, we like them. We love them,
Love them.
Yeah.
This match was pretty awesome. I did feel like it kind of got a little bumpy in a few spots, but they did some pretty cool stuff. And Taz decides to get involved.
Man. Well, and
what do you think about this? What do you think about this?
I like it. I'm like, oh, okay, Taz.
The thing is, if Taz is going to start getting involved in matches, what does that do about Hook? Because Hook is a babyface, and he is massively over.
Well, I mean,
you gonna mess with that dynamic?
That handsome devil. Here's the thing, though.
At all?
I think it's gonna. I think it could. It's gonna be an Adam Cole type thing. We can call Adam Cole a heel. Okay, technically, he meets the definition of a heel. Is there anyone more over than Adam Cole? I mean, I think there are plenty of guys that are as over, but I mean, heel or not, I mean, the guy is just...
He's got a shtick. I mean, he's got a shtick that people are always going to like.
Yeah.
And, I don't think he's as over as he has been, but he's still way over. And, there's some people that are going to get a pop no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, for God's sakes, you could play Jim Duggan's music. And
yeah.
The crowd is going to erupt, Jerry. You know it would. I mean, there's just some people they're going to pop for them no matter what. And I think Adam Cole is one of those guys now. I mean, they're just going to, everybody knows his thing, and Mikey Ruckus wrote him maybe one of the best theme songs ever.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's now just got a permanent thing that people are just gonna do the forever with him.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I would mark out for him. If I just saw him out, I would just do the thing, just to do the But yeah, this match was awesome. Swerve and Keith Lee worked well together. I'm like, you said, it was a little messy.
Well,
in some parts, but man,
are you surprised they worked together in the same company for quite a while? Yeah. Like they don't know each other.
I mean, man, Swerve.
This is wrestling, and they do know each other.
Swerve is just a different kind of dude, man. Like that guy.
I can tell you, there's some really interesting things about him.
Freakishly, and a lot of times we will say freakishly athletic, meaning they can run really, fast or jump really high. But he is like freakishly athletic, because like the things that he does in ring, you're like, how are you doing that? How are you moving at those angles? Like, how are you? It kind of defies physics, wrestling physics to me.
He's, like I said, I think there's a lot of, I like that there are times where he's no wasted movement and he slinks around the ring, and then there's times where he's super max effort, but it's not wasted motion.
No.
And this is a really good athlete. I mean,
a
high caliber athlete.
I'm telling you right now, and he's not here, he's not back yet, and It may not be for a year or two, but give me Swerve and Omega. I need that match. I need that match like I need oxygen, man. I need that.
It'll be awesome. It'll be a banger for sure.
So Tony Khan, if you're listening, give me that match at some point between now and the end of 2023, and I'll be happy.
And how about Keith Lee with the blind leapfrog dash?
Wow. I mean, I like, come on.
It's not like physically possible, is it?
Well, and I love the timing of it because JR had just said his first step is NFL quality, and then the next thing you know, he's blindly. I'm like, what?
Hadn't just a moment before had Ricky Starks not just tried to lift him or like even get a hold of him and be like, and just be like, what the hell? This is never going to happen. Like to get him up for the Rochambeau.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no. There's the light off again. But no, that was just incredible. It's one of the most incredible things I've ever seen.
I mean, this guy is just something else. I mean, so to see Keith Lee and Swerve are both just athletic freaks, but so are Hobbs and Absolute Ricky Starks. They keep teasing us with Hobbs and Keith Lee. They haven't really had any real one-on-one like action yet, and I'm waiting for that. But I think we're gonna have to pay for that too.
Oh yeah. I mean, they had a match. Remember?
Was it a singles match?
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
And off a kind of a distraction.
Oh yeah.
Lee pinned him. Because he had Hobbs had him pinned.
Yeah.
Ref wasn't looking. The ref back in. And then Keith Lee hit him with whatever he's calling the flip over power slam that he's doing.
But
looks so awesome.
I loved the fans when Taz came out and they were just, they were chanting. I mean, they were chanting ECW, right? I mean, I heard that, and
he is the quintessential ECW champion. Is he not?
And obviously, the commentators weren't going to say anything, but at the same time, I was disappointed that they didn't. Just what? On the other company, they don't acknowledge any other wrestling companies exist. If you were just watching the other company, you would have thought that Cody retired for 6 years and was doing nothing, and then just miraculously decided to show back up again. I think
they finally decided to admit that, oh my God, other things exist.
Yeah.
Apparently, I mean, I don't know if you want to go into this right now. Apparently, WWE has opened back up. They had a huge talk. Nick Khan talked to the. They had a big roster meeting. And Nick Khan told them, I mean, a bunch of things are back on the table for them for monetization through WWE, of course. But I think Cameo,
good.
Some of those things are, I mean, already available.
I would love to get your thoughts on this, and maybe it's just I'm reading too much into it.
But they can't have their own Twitch. They can't.
But at least they're opening up some avenues. I do feel like that Cody being there, at least in this interim period, I feel like is opening up the the execs up to think about different things. I don't know. It just feels a little different.
Well,
right now
they have said that Cody's contract was maybe the most one of the most detailed contracts ever done. And I think he protected the hell out of himself because he's like, all right, I own my music.
Yeah,
my music's mine. So, like, I mean, he protected himself that way. He owns the American Nightmare logo, and he's licensing it to the WWE to use. He's protected himself that way. He's protected himself with the trademarks. I mean, he's gone out and, done all these things. And I think it's kind of said that, well, now it's like that the rest of the roster is like, well, you did it for him. You're going to have to start doing it for everybody else too.
Well, to which, I don't know if Jericho had a patent lawyer on, the guy that does a lot of patent law for a trade. I'm sorry, not a patent.
The wrestling trademark guy. The wrestling lawyer. The actual guy.
Mark. What? Yeah.
Not Smart Mark.
Not Smart Mark, but the other guy. And they were just talking about the business, and so obviously, Cody has done all that work, and so what I would, and I'm sure they can tell Nick and Bruce, all these guys, that this is what they want. But unless they are doing what Cody did to protect himself, and the reality is that everything that they've done in WWE, unless they had that stuff trademarked, Vince owns all of that. He doesn't. So I would tell him, like, Vince doesn't actually have to do shit. Actually, no. But if you're a Roman Reigns, if you're a Charlotte Flair, if you're, Becky, if you're one of the top names, and like we've talked about before, there's not but 5 or 6 of them, maybe. I mean, if you're not one of them, you're not going to get that here. You're going to have to leave. You're going to have to do if you want what Cody has, you're going to probably have to do what Cody did. And I don't know if they're willing to do it.
Some people are, some people aren't. I mean, he, like I said, he made himself interesting and relevant. And, when Dave Meltzer said that no non-WWE company could sell at Madison Square Garden, and he said, I take that bet, and we can do it. And they did.
Yeah.
And I think that he's been willing to bet on himself as being a top guy.
Yeah.
That's what he's always wanted. But then he got into the death trap of the AEW that he couldn't be the top guy. And he got, became an executive. And, I think while he may have liked and everything like that, he's a pro wrestler. Wants to be a world champion. Right?
Should Cody have been able
if you're not in the game to be the world champion?
Yeah.
You're not in the game for the right reason.
Should Cody have been able to be the top guy in AEW? Was that a mistake?
I always kind of thought that was but there's the whole concept of like, well, are you booking yourself for the title? And I think that he didn't ever want to have that stigma. Booked yourself as champ. And I don't think he ever wanted that stigma because he was always looked at as being like the leader of the EVPs.
Yeah. It's one of those things that sucks for Cody because actually all the things we say about Seth Rollins is actually true about Cody Rhodes. The innovator, architect, that all of those things are actually legitimately true. I believe of Cody, and it sucks when you're that guy and you're a top guy, you're the boss. And you're a top guy.
I think that the fact that Cody was just a little bit wasn't he just a tick in front of that generation that had the Shield and all that. He got to see all those guys become big main event stars. Kind of not necessarily at his expense, but yes, some of it, yes, at his expense. But he basically, I think, saw a guy kind of parallel talent-wise with him. Seth Rollins get to go main event WrestleMania multiple times, and be like, I could do all the exact same things this guy can do. I can wrestle the exact same matches. Are they different? Is Cody's delivery style for promo as a baby face? It's rough. He says sometimes it's home runs, sometimes it's strike out. I think when he's cutting heel promos, he's much better. He's better at that. I think he's always been better at that. But, to be the American Nightmare character, he's got to swing for the fence. And, as long as they don't fuck him, I think this is really good, but they're going to fuck him.
Oh, they're absolutely going to fuck Cody. And we all know that it's coming. And as weird as it sounds, I feel like that's a part of the draw to me as a Cody fan is, when will Vince fuck Cody? When will he screw him over?
What do you think?
That's gonna be compelling.
When he loses to Seth Rollins?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be compelling. It's gonna be compelling viewing.
I think he'll lose.
Yeah,
but I think at least Seth will cheat. But if he loses clean, oh god!
I mean, Seth has got to win because they're gonna milk this. It's gonna be a best 2 out of 3.
You want to milk it all the way to Cody taking the belt from Roman at SummerSlam?
I mean, is that what? I mean, do you think that's where it could happen or where it will happen?
I think so. The proper thing here to D would actually to have him beat Seth again.
Yeah.
But I think you do a stipulation or something like that and make it rough. And make it almost, make it a 2 out of 3 falls or something. You know what I mean? Make it close. But I think but have him beat Seth. He needs to. Whoever beats Roman needs to look really good
to be the guy
doing it.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think Cody, whoever beats Roman, needs to go into that match
very strong
with an undefeated streak going.
Yes, a power streak going.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm dominant. I'm one of the best professional wrestlers in the world. Because I'm going to have to out wrestle Roman.
Yeah,
you're not going to outpower him. You're not going to outnumber him or anything like that. So you're going to have to out wrestle him and be a smart, outwitty wrestler, which Cody Rhodes is.
Yeah,
he can do that. And I honestly don't see. I feel like Roman probably drops this. Like, I feel I'm smelling Bret Hart small package Yokozuna.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep it in the family, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Didn't at least I didn't. I barely got I barely got beat. You got lucky. You got lucky, Cody.
Yeah.
Ain't ever going to happen again. And then he embarks on another 800-day run. What do you think about this, man? 800 days since he has been pinned.
That's, I mean, what is
Roman Reigns has been
pinned
in the match.
It's over 2 years, man. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. I mean,
I don't think the San Martino record is anywhere in danger.
No, San Martino record, the Backlund record, not in danger.
Even the Hulksters.
Yeah, but this is a great run that we're on, and quite honestly, Roman, in my view, has carried this company on his back. Really through the pandemic, and out of it. Kudos to him, man. Like
agreed.
He deserves whatever he's getting paid. He's earned it. He's earned it.
Base salary about $5 million a year,
and even that feels like he's underpaid. He's underpaid.
He's getting a lot of money. What his whatever his show takes plus, his upside plus, merch deal. I'm sure he's got he's making a lot of money. Probably not as much as Tony Storm's OnlyFans.
Yeah.
But a lot of money.
So, like, how many subscribers does Tony Storm have?
I don't know, but I've heard she's raking in something like 30 to 40K a day.
Holy crap!
Pretty wild.
I'm kind of excited for the Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter. I was
I think it
hoping that
would
they
be
would
awesome.
meet. I would have loved it for them to have met later.
But apparently we need to see it now, Jerry.
Yeah.
And also, is Hook's first real match on Dynamite going to be Tony Nese?
That sure sounds like it to me.
Tony Nese going to beat the crap out of Hook?
Oh no. I mean, well,
it's good.
I mean,
wow, would be Hook's 7th match.
I mean, this
against a former WWE Cruiserweight champion.
Tony Nese is just I love watching him wrestle. I'm glad that he's got with Smart Mark. That means we're going to be seeing him a lot more.
I have a feeling you're going to see Hook down on the mat in suffering for the first time.
Yeah.
I have a feeling. He is going to get beaten up if and when he does wrestle Tony Nese.
Yeah.
And poor Danhausen just
he just can't catch a break.
That's what Danhausen's for.
I mean,
now anyway.
So it's interesting. So this is the first time in AEW that I've seen Danhausen in, like he was wearing workout shorts. So I'm like, I mean, I
terrible workout. I love it.
I mean,
it would have been more proper if he'd been wearing turn of the century,
yes,
gymnasium clothes, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guys with the barbell.
Yeah. Are we getting closer to seeing Danhausen?
I think so, probably. I mean, it looks like he's walking around and he's moving around really good. So I think the broken leg is fully healed.
Yeah.
I will say, major disappointment was the Marina Shafir Sky Blue match.
Oh, that was just awful. I mean, that was
straight up train wreck. Marina Shafir doesn't look like she knows what she's doing.
No.
And Sky Blue could not help her at all.
No.
And yeah, just let the suffering begin.
Look, I mean,
it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah,
so bad.
I mean, honestly, so think about as critical as I was of Jade early. I don't think Jade in her earliest matches ever looked that bad.
No.
Ever.
And what the fuck is Red Velvet just leaned into a heel turn is a baddie now?
Hey, I think she's after that the match last week. I think she's like, all right, I'm in. Kira Hogan too. I'm like,
all right, and that crowd had been hot all night, and it was crickets in the baddie section booing.
Well,
it was so bad.
Well, that was a big because it would have been better if they had just not been saying anything. I mean, yeah, the crowd had been popping, so they could have been booing, and if the crowd was feeling it, and it would have been drowned out. But all you heard was the baddie section booing, and look, they deserve to be booed. I'm sorry, Sky did not deserve to be booed.
No, but this is just poor all around.
I'm actually concerned. I'm concerned
for Jade's
Jade.
Health.
100%. That's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, so it's going to need to. I don't know, Tony Khan, if you're listening, you need to pivot out of that match.
Might be a good idea.
Pivot out of it. It can't happen. Or it's a squash match.
Well, and here's my other main disappointment, Jerry. This is the only women's match of the night we get.
Yeah.
They've got to do better.
Mm-hmm.
Need to have 2 matches. I mean, we're just to the point we need 2 women's matches a week.
Well, at least in the division, it's just too strong. the division is too strong that the one match you give us is piss poor.
Yes.
Like we could have seen both Tony Storm in action tonight and Jamie Hayter in action tonight, and then make their confrontation like a natural, like one's coming out of their match, the other one's getting ready to go into their match. There were much more creative ways to do it. And look, if you knew that she wasn't, if what's her name? I can't even. What's her name? The chick who wrestled Sky Blue,
Marina Safir.
If she's not ready to go,
I don't
just
think so.
you just don't. I know you put her on the card, but some things happen. You feign injury or whatever. Just don't make that the women's match we get when there's so much going on. It's super talented women in the back.
I don't know, and I gotta say, I'm kind of Thunder's presentation as the women's champ has not been great.
No,
and this segment was okay. It had a moment of being okay, but what did she say?
I'm sorry. I love cake and violence.
Nyla is pretty well. I mean, she should just be doing hilarious. The surprise bitch thing all the time. That's great. I like that.
Yeah, but I agree with you.
I love that she punched Vicky too. Yeah. That was pretty great. I'm all right with that.
But I agree with you. I will say that I feel like we have not handled the last. I feel like Adam Hangman Page, like their presentation of him is exponentially better. But Thunder Rosa's rollout as champion, quite honestly, I feel like to me it's borderline disrespectful. To be honest with you,
it's not been like great. It's not been great.
No, I don't like it.
I feel like I will say this. I think Kenny's being heavily missed right now. Mm-hmm. I think his presence and managing the women's division is sorely needed.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that Cody helped a lot with some of the gals with a lot of things too. So I think it's just something they've got to work on and do better. Britt will be back from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh coming up. So I think her impact will be felt, I think, quickly. Because I imagine I would have her just beat the tar out of a couple people.
Oh, yeah. Here's the thing. I need the same criticism I had of Jade early is the same criticism I have of Britt Baker of late. I just felt like the last 2 or 3 of Britt's matches were not they weren't up to her standard, and not just or even good.
No, they were bad.
The Thunder match.
Well, the Thunder match was awesome.
Was good.
I think she was saving it.
Yeah,
she's saving a little in the tank for the cage match.
But Thunder Rosa, to me, I'm biased because I'm an AEW mark, but to me, I feel like she might be the most compelling wrestler in women's wrestling, and I think she's one of the best.
Britt,
Thunder. And I want to see her in the ring. I want to see her wrestling.
As much as I love Lamera, I feel like she needs a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there could be a step taken in presenting her better.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Well, I think it will start by getting her in the ring.
Yeah. Wrestling.
There's no shortage of excellent heel talent, for matches.
Company's loaded with it.
I mean, when she dusts up Nyla Rose, man, I want give me Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa, man.
Serena give me that. Is, I believe, rank 2 right now.
Yeah.
So she, I mean, that's
if you look at the rankings, that match has got to be coming soon.
All right. I don't want to pick on the rankings, and I did on Twitter today. How the fuck is Frankie Kazarian ranked 3rd?
What? Over CM Punk? Yeah, I saw him like, what?
CM
Yeah.
Punk is 5. Frankie Kazarian's 3?
Yeah, so Penta was 4, so he's going to drop in the rankings.
Oh,
Frankie was
yes.
3rd. Who was first?
Adam Cole.
Adam Cole's first, and then I can't remember who.
Hobbs, I think.
So, but
checking right now again because I was astounded. I just couldn't believe it. I was just like, "What?"
So
Adam Cole. Oh, and Sammy. Sammy's 2.
Oh, okay.
Frank Kazarian.
So can
And I know people were like, "Oh, they're going to be a Kazarian Scorpio match. It's going to be amazing." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, champs don't need to wrestle gatekeepers."
No,
right?
Yeah. But I'll take it. I'll take a Scorpio Kazarian match. Why not? I'll take it. Can they do it on Dark?
Oh, that's not good. But
now I do want to see. I want to see Scorpio defending this title. It's a television title. Scorpio, get healthy, get in the ring, get whatever it is. Let's get it going, man. We need to see you defending this title.
Is back is ranked number 1 now in the tag rankings.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think the rest of those are good. But it's the main event. Samoa Joe versus Murder Grandpa Minoru Suzuki. What do you think of this match, Jerry?
Grown man wrestling.
Just chopping the tree, chopping it down. I mean, my God, how many chops were there in this match?
I mean, I should have been counting.
I tell you what, if you were drinking, you're dead.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Never play the shot game when Suzuki or Samoa Joe are in the ring. And when they were in the ring against each other.
Man, dude, the purple welt, just wow. And this, it kind of went like I thought it would.
Mm-hmm.
The finish wasn't spectacular, getting to the muscle buster, but we get there.
Yeah.
And of course, Joe wins the title.
Mm-hmm.
And then to no surprise, Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt are, have something to say about it.
Yeah.
But then the lights go out. And what the fuck just happened, Jerry?
How tall is that guy? I mean,
he's huge. But I'm kind of like, why?
Yeah.
Did Tony Khan feel like he needed an Omos or
yeah, I guess I didn't like
I needed
that.
a great Khali, so I got one.
Yeah.
Well, I got one for no reason.
Here's my thing.
No reason.
Here's my whole thing with the turning out of the lights. That to me is
I hate it.
It needs to only be a House of Black thing.
Yeah.
You don't get it if you're Penta. Love you, Penta. You shouldn't get the lights out thing. And you don't waste lights out on, because when the lights went out, I'm thinking, holy crap.
Are we getting here?
I'm like, are we getting Malachi Black? I'm like,
and he had a promo earlier. So
he had a promo, but which his promo, by the way,
and he wants Penta's soul. So
yeah, I mean, that was a beautiful promo.
It was.
He's just
on another level. Thinking wise, again, an amazing psychological, brilliant guy that guess what? Vince McMahon just couldn't understand, didn't know what to do with.
I think Tony Khan, I'm putting it all on Tony, but dude, you don't overdo the lights out thing. It should only happen for House of Black.
Light cuts are getting ridiculous. Yeah. I feel like he kind of sometimes listens to us. So
yeah,
Tony, come on.
I mean,
light cuts.
Every since you started mentioning trios titles, we've been seeing more trios matches. I think we're going to get a trios title because you called it.
Oh, but it was funny to hear JR kind of, they were like, this is a trios match. He's like a 6-man, if you will. But I guess we're calling it a trios match now. And I was like, yeah, because like JR, it's because they're about to have trios titles.
Right.
I don't know. This whole bringing another giant guy in, I don't know about it. Can the guy really wrestle? There's just so many different angles when they bring these guys out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
No one's ever heard of before. Here he is. He's just some big guy. I feel like there's just a lot of there could be a lot of downside.
It was not necessary. Jay on his own could have orchestrated the sneak attack. Didn't need the giant.
Well, I hate to say, I mean, dude, it's AJ Styles and Omos.
Yeah,
big guy, Jay Lethal. It's
the same.
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, yeah,
literally the exact same thing.
I mean, I enjoyed the night, but there are a few things that the ending of this match and night, the Saphir match are very forgettable.
Yes.
Beyond forgettable, but also regrettable. Like
Ooh.
just,
Ooh.
I'm like you said, I'm concerned for Jade. I did want to ask you with regards to Jade. Is Jade about to get a faction? So with Kira and Red Velvet, are they about to
are
get
the
a
baddies
faction?
like gonna be a faction?
I hope so, man.
I mean, actually, there have been a bunch of indie wrestlers at these things. So, besides Kira Hogan and some others, were there for WrestleMania weekend and stuff like that. So, it might be a thing. If it is, that's kind of cool. I mean, I kind of dig it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a badass lady faction.
Yeah, we need that.
We got to admit, I wanted to put this out there into the ether too. If anybody's never check out Denise Salcedo's channel and watch her interview with Willow Nightingale. It is spectacular. I think AEW needs to sign her.
Yeah,
without a doubt. I think she's a bona fide star.
Yeah,
and I think she's one of the more interesting female wrestlers out there. And it's like, snap her up.
Yeah,
she should have. I feel like they should have audibled that match and had her win against Red Velvet. I kind of, that would have. I think that would have been a huge moment. But that's again armchair quarterback.
But she won without winning. Like she clearly
did.
And
we're going to Battle of the Belts. What do you think about? I mean, this is Texas Deathmatch number 2 in title defenses for Adam Page.
Well, he's cowboy shit, so you
got to go for Texas Deathmatch, right?
Even though he's from Virginia, but I mean, he drives a Tesla.
Hey, he's an anxiety-ridden millennial cowboy.
Yeah.
Anxious.
After this one, I would love if we just went maybe 3 months without a Texas
death match.
Yeah,
great. I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, because I don't want to see Hangman and Adam Cole, Bebe. These are 2 guys. Yeah, I don't imagine these guys ever being in any sort of death match. I don't think death match when I see Adam Cole. Okay. No. But it's it'll sell. I mean, it'll be big. I'll watch it. I'll enjoy it. We'll break it down. But yeah,
and I'm curious about too, because clearly we're getting Ring of Honor storylines intertwined on AEW television. So this is kind of interesting. And Battle of the Belts, Gresham versus Dalton. So that's a crazy good match. That'll be an amazing wrestle match. If anybody has not seen Gresham wrestle, He's awesome. He is
Dude,
talk about a guy that should maybe think about bringing in for the Blackpool Combat Club. That would be a pretty awesome one.
I was going to ask you, who do you think the next member will be? If there is a next member.
Statlander.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm curious. I really can't wait for this match on Friday. I'm very excited to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if Wheeler gets at least some new pants or something.
Yeah, he can't keep on with the those pants.
Oh no, Mox needs to loan him some pants. Do you ever see Excalibur's tweets after these matches?
No,
he always ats Renee Paquette.
Oh,
and tells them the boys' room needs stuff like Wheeler needs some. Wheeler's gonna need the bunk beds are gonna be bloody tonight. The boys' room's gonna be bloody. They're gonna need fresh sheets. But yeah, I'm loving this Blackpool Combat Club. I mean, I think it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm in for it, and I think we're in for the night.
Yeah, brother.
Thank you, Cinnamon Girl, for watching.
Thank you, Cinnamon Girl.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Leave us some comments. Hit the old tweetster down there
on the Twitters. There we go.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate you. Mark for life.
Peace.
We'll see ya.